Today I'm going to show you 7 of the 14 million possibilities where the Avengers lost.
For this video, I will be pulling info from Infinity War, Endgame, What If, the comics, and even Disneyland. So let's jump right into it with number 1, Ultron destroys everything.
Now, have you seen
What If? You know what I'm talking about.
If you haven't, don't worry, I'll explain.
In this reality, Thanos actually loses, but that's only because Ultron kills him and takes his Infinity Stones. Ultron kills the Avengers pretty easily and wipes out the entire Earth easily too. But it's not just Earth he wipes out, he then embarks on a cosmic level genocide to bring, quote, peace to our time. He goes to Asgard, Sakaar, Xandar, and more, obliterating everybody, but the craziest part is it doesn't end there.
He doesn't stop at destroying universes.
He then goes into the multiverse
and makes it his goal to destroy all universes.
He fights the Watcher and even wins against them. This is what leads the Watcher to gather heroes from across the different universes to take him down.
Anyways, at
number 2,
I have Thanos wins.
This reality comes straight from the comics, and I say Thanos wins because that's actually the name of it. So how does he win in this reality? Well, Thanos was not playing around and went straight for the gods of Marvel in this one. He was able to overpower multiple gods and even chained up the Hulk as a pet.
Imagine if Thanos had the Hulk as a pet in live action. That would have been crazy.
Anyways, he also sacrificed Black Bolt, which was really smart because it made him unleash an uncontrolled death scream, which is how he killed the Celestials.
And if you don't know,
Black Bolt was the guy who wanted to kill in the Multiverse of Madness. But that's not all. The Punisher was turned into a cosmic ghost rider. For context, this wasn't Thanos' doing and was instead done by a deal made with Mephisto and Galactus, but Thanos used the cosmic ghost rider version of Frank Castle to help him destroy the other Celestials.
And I haven't even touched
on what he did to the Avengers.
Because he eradicated them.
For example, Thanos literally rips Iron Man in half with his bare hands. And he also wipes out all human life on Earth pretty easily. And you know what the funniest thing is? He does all this to impress a being called Lady Death who rejects him afterwards. Actually, I made a YouTube short about that you should check out.
And speaking of that, if you
like this video so far,
I suggest
subscribing
and watching
some of my other videos and shorts.
So it would also help me potentially get monetized, but I'll stop boring you, okay?
Number 3, Avengers killed before they can assemble. Now this is another what if story arc, which is the only other what if one I have on this list. This happens in the 3rd episode titled What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes.
Now, despite Thanos not showing up in this episode,
it still would ultimately lead to Thanos' victory due to Iron Man's death, which would lead to Thanos winning. Basically, the episode is a murder mystery with all the Avengers mysteriously dying as Nick Fury is assembling them.
I'm not going to spoil who's killing them in case you want to watch it yourself.
But basically, this murderer kills Iron Man, Thor, Hawkeye, Hulk, and Black Widow, which leaves Captain America as the only one of the 6 Avengers to survive. Number 4, I have Reality Reset, which is a really cool one. This follows the exact events of Infinity War and Endgame. The only difference is Thanos kills Tony.
Once again, with Iron Man dead
and that iconic I am Iron Man scene,
now gone,
Thanos is the one to snap his fingers. Now the question is, what happens now? Well, instead of the snap wiping out half of all life, it will wipe out all life except Thanos, of course.
Now this is one of my favorite potential timelines.
Because it wouldn't just end after that. Thanos would want to recreate the universe from scratch to create a better world from his viewpoint. So to do that, he would basically start a new Big Bang. He would use the stones to rebuild the cosmos with fewer people, and these people would be brought up to believe Thanos was a god.
Kind of like what
Homelander wanted in The Boys Season 5, if you've seen that. And number 5, I have Multiverse Conquest, which actually comes from Disneyland of all places.
I did not think I was going to be getting
Marvel lore
from Disneyland.
Basically, in this timeline, Thanos acquires an Avengers world jumping portal and uses it to try to conquer the multiverse. This version of Thanos is called King Thanos and uses the tech to travel across the multiverse and start sliming out the heroes in different universes.
Honestly, I just found out about this researching the video.
But this is all going to happen in a ride called Avengers Infinity Defense, which sounds awesome. And I'm assuming he already conquers his own universe first, which is why this is on the list.
But now I'm going to get to the last 2, and if you forgot to earlier, I'm going to tell you again to
subscribe. Number 6, lifelong retirement.
Now, this timeline's pretty easy to explain.
This would basically be the timeline where Thanos wins at the end of Infinity War and there is no endgame. So just like you saw at the beginning of Endgame where they killed him on the farm off-world, he would still be living there just chilling. The Avengers would have given up and just accepted Thanos' plan. Then Thanos would get what he wanted where they rebuild the universe with half of the population so they'll have more resources.
Pretty simple stuff, which is why I'm just going to move straight on to the last one.
Number 7, which is the 2014 paradox. When the Avengers go back in time, this would happen when 2014 Thanos captures Nebula. He would go through a memory and whatnot just like the movie, but here's the difference.
He would study the Pym particles and create his own time machine.
He would then go to 2023, which would be the modern day in Endgame, and once again wipe out the entirety of Earth without him even having to fight the Avengers because they wouldn't expect it. Now subscribe and comment what video I should do next.